Welcome back, guys. Today we're talking about a player that completely surprised me. And honestly, before I used him, I thought he was just another solid midfielder that Konami released for the latest pack. Good stats, good rating, probably good in-game, nothing special. But after actually looking at the card and seeing what he brings to the pitch, I have to admit something. I didn't expect Matthäus to be this good. Seriously, this card is ridiculous. We're talking about a 107 rated box-to-box Lothar Matthäus with 96 low pass, 91 defensive awareness, 91 tackling, 90 speed, 90 acceleration, 94 stamina, 91 balance, and 94 kicking power. On top of that, he comes with long reach tackle and low screamer. And the more I look at this card, the more I think Konami accidentally created one of the most complete midfielders in the game. Let's start with the playstyle because that's a huge part of why this card feels so good. Matthäus is a box-to-box midfielder. And if you've played eFootball long enough, you already know how valuable box-to-box players are. They defend, they attack, they press, they recover possession, they support the build-up. They're basically everywhere. Some midfielders are specialists. Matthäus feels like he can do everything. And when you combine the box-to-box playstyle with these stats, that's when you start realizing how dangerous this card really is. Let's begin with his defensive side because that's probably the first thing most people notice. 91 defensive awareness, 90 defensive engagement, 91 tackling, 90 aggression. Those numbers are elite. This isn't one of those attacking midfielders pretending to be a central midfielder. Matthäus is a genuine ball winner. The 91 defensive awareness means he's constantly reading the game well and positioning himself correctly. The 90 defensive engagement helps him stay involved defensively, while the 91 tackling ensures that when he goes for the ball, he usually wins it. Then you add 90 aggression. That's where he becomes annoying for opponents, because Matthäus doesn't just sit back and watch attacks happen. He actively hunts the ball. He's constantly pressing, constantly closing passing lanes, constantly making life difficult for whoever is on the ball. And then Konami decided to give him long reach tackle. This skill is absolutely massive. Long reach tackle allows players to win challenges from situations where most midfielders simply can't reach the ball. It's one of the best defensive skills a midfielder can have. So not only does Matthäus have elite defensive stats, he also has one of the strongest defensive skills in the game. That's already enough to make him a top-tier midfielder. But we're only getting started. Let's talk about his passing. 96 low pass, 90 lofted pass. These numbers are incredible. One of the biggest problems with some defensive-minded midfielders is that they win the ball and then immediately give it away. Matthäus doesn't have that problem. Once he wins possession, he can actually start attacks. The 96 low pass means his short passing is elite. Quick 1-2s, possession play, through balls, build-up play. He can do all of it. Then you add 90 lofted pass. Now suddenly he can switch play across the pitch or launch dangerous passes behind defensive lines. This is why he feels so complete. He's not just a destroyer. He's a playmaker too. And honestly, that's one of the things that surprised me most about this card. Then we move to his physical profile. 90 speed, 90 acceleration, 94 stamina. This is where Matthäus starts feeling unfair. Most midfielders are either technical or athletic. Matthäus somehow manages to be both. The 90 speed and 90 acceleration mean he covers ground incredibly quickly. If he loses possession, he can recover. If there's space to attack, he can exploit it. If an opponent launches a counterattack, he can track back immediately. And because he has 94 stamina, he can keep doing it all game. That's one of the biggest strengths of this card. He's active from the first minute to the last. Some midfielders disappear late in matches. Matthäus keeps running, keeps pressing, keeps contributing, and in a box-to-box midfielder, that's exactly what you want. Now let's talk about one of the most underrated stats on this card, 91 balance. This is huge. Balance is one of those stats that doesn't always get attention, but you definitely notice it in-game. Players with high balance feel smoother on the ball. They turn quicker. They stay upright under pressure. They're harder to dispossess, and that's exactly what Matthäus offers. Combined with 86 ball control, 86 dribbling, and 93 tight possession, he feels surprisingly comfortable on the ball. Now, let's be clear, he's not Neymar. He's not Messi. He's not the type of player you're using to dribble through an entire defense. But for a central midfielder, these technical stats are excellent. He can receive the ball in tight spaces, he can escape pressure, he can carry the ball forward when needed, and that's incredibly valuable. Then we get to one of my favorite parts of the card, 94 kicking power. This is where things become fun, because Matthäus isn't just good at defending and passing, he can absolutely smash the ball, and that's where low screamer comes into play. If you've ever used players with low screamer, you already know how dangerous it can be. Long-range shots become genuine weapons. Goalkeepers struggle to react, defenders struggle to block them. And with 94 kicking power, Matthäus has everything needed to score some ridiculous goals from outside the box. Trust me, if you see space near the edge of the area, don't be afraid to shoot. This card can punish opponents from distance. Now let's talk about weaknesses because no card is perfect. The biggest weakness is probably his attacking stats. 81 offensive awareness and 77 finishing aren't bad, but they aren't elite either. This isn't the midfielder you're buying because you want him scoring 20 goals every season. That's not his role. His job is to control the midfield, recover possession, distribute the ball, and support both phases of play. And honestly, that's completely fine, because the things he's good at, he's exceptionally good at. Another minor weakness is his aerial ability. 74 heading and 74 jump aren't terrible, but they're not standout numbers either. So don't expect him to dominate aerial battles against taller midfielders. But again, that's not really why you're signing him. You're signing him because he's one of the most complete midfielders available. When you look at the overall package, it's genuinely impressive. 91 defensive awareness, 91 tackling, 96 low pass, 90 speed, 90 acceleration, 94 stamina, 91 balance, 94 kicking power, long reach tackle, low screamer, box-to-box playstyle. There are very few weaknesses here. This is the kind of midfielder that improves almost every team. Whether you play possession game, quick counter, or long ball counter, Matthäus fits. Whether you need someone to win the ball, carry it forward, distribute passes, or take long shots, Matthäus delivers.